The Nigerian Senate is about to pass National Transport Commission Bill into law. The National Transport Commission Bill was at its final stage, which will be an umbrella body of regulation to the transport sector in Nigeria. During the clause-by-clause consideration on the floor of the Senate, Chairman Senate Committee on Land Transport, Senator Olugbenga Ashafa from Lagos East, has said that when the bill is eventually passed into law, it will establish a multimodal transport regulator, which will regulate all the transport subsector in Nigeria.
The objectives and intent of the bill. The objectives of the bill are to, 1, establish the National Transport Commission as an effective, impartial, and independent regulatory authority in the transport sector and to set out the objectives, functions, and powers of the Commission. 2, promote the implementation of the National Transport Policy. 3, provide an economic regulatory framework for the transport sector or regulated transport industry. 4, provide mechanism for monitoring compliance of government agencies and transport operators in the regulated transport industry with relevant legislation and advise government on matters relating to economic regulation of regulated transport industry.
The Senate, while considering the in-clause to clause, seem not to have agreed on the clause 7, which center on the appointment of 9 executive and 9 non-executive. The bill in consideration suggests that 9 executive members should be appointed and 9 non-executive members. Meanwhile, the Senate leader, Amelawa, however, raised motion to step down the bill for more deliberation.
And move the motion that we stand down the consideration of this report, that these technical issues that have been observed here, let the committee deal with it before Thursday next week. And Mr. President, the Senate Committee on Business and Rules to schedule this for Thursday. If that will be the only report that we could take, let's take it and complete it within the same day. So I move that we revert to plenary.
In his ruling, Deputy Senate President Ike Ikremadu, after putting the bill into voice vote, stepped down the bill for more legislative input. From National Assembly, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting.
A 7-man delegation from Ghana's Ministry of Religious and Chieftaincy Affairs have arrived in Nigeria for a 3-day working visit to understudy officials of the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission on how best to run such an agency. The delegation, led by the Ghanaian Minister of Religious and Chieftaincy Affairs, Mr. Samuel Kofi Jamezi, was received by the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission, Reverend Tol Uja, at the arrival wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. Speaking on what informed the visit, the Ghanaian minister said that Ghana has recently begun pilgrimages to the Holy Land and other holy cities, noting that since Nigeria was well ahead in this area, it was an opportunity to learn from those doing it.
Last year, we decided to embark on a national pilgrimage to the Holy Land and other holy cities. And we've been able to do the first pilot program. But you know, Nigeria started pilgrimage some time back, and Ghana has been very interested in the way Nigeria has gone about the administration of this pilgrimage to the Holy Land. So we decided from the ministry, and even that we informed His Excellency the President, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who is also very much interested in having this pilgrimage thing gone through. So we decided that we will come to Nigeria and meet the personnel of the Nigerian Pilgrimage Commission and then understudy them.
On some of the key areas of interest, the minister says that in terms of population, Nigeria is far ahead of Ghana. So if Nigeria can do it successfully, it will be better for Ghana to understudy the process to overcome avoidable mistakes.
Ghana and Nigeria, we many times have the same kind of problems and situations. And if our brothers have taken the lead and they've been able to solve certain problems, we don't have to start by facing those problems. It's better to come to Nigeria and study our brothers and sisters of Nigeria, know the problems that they have gone through, how they solve them, learn from them. And then when we go back to Ghana, we'll be able to have a very good start of this pilgrimage project. If you want to deal with people, then of course the situation is different. So once Nigeria has been able to do that very successfully, I think the best thing is to come here and learn from them and see how they did it, and then to go back and then also try to put our own in place and shape and ensure that probably if we don't do it just as you, we might even do it better.
On his part, Executive Secretary Reverend Tolu just said the activities of the guests during this 3-day working visit will include having a technical critical session with the NCPC officials and strategic stakeholders, visit to some strategic government ministries and top government officials. They are expected to depart Nigeria for Ghana on Thursday. From Abuja, I'm Festus Ejirog Nefifen for Ben Television.
The Trade Congress of Nigeria has advised state governors who could not address worker salary to resign. The TUC president, Babaka Gama, said in Lagos that workers could no longer vouch for state government, giving the excuse that lack of funds was cause of their inability to pay salaries. The labor leaders alleged that the non-payment of salary by governors was caused by corruption. Kaigama made the TUC view known while addressing journalists after the union's National Executive Council meeting over the weekend in Lagos. He said only Lagos state government pay workers' salary and allowance regularly on regular basis. He explained that other states have one issue or the other in terms of paying the salary of their workers. Some even own 13 months arrear of gratuities and pension. He advocated a return to regional government, saying state governments were failing in their responsibility. The union leader noted that the workers are suffering despite the fact that President Muhammadu Buhari has approved bailout to enable states to settle salaries. Kagama also said accountability in Nigeria was weak, calling for the strengthening of anti-graft agency. On the national minimum wage, Kagama said the state government should be determined to pay the wage when approved.
Lovely place, right?
Yes.
What's wrong? You don't look happy.
Take a look around. Why can't my hotel be like this?
I knew something was wrong, but I've got solution.
Solution? What?
Nanet.
Nanet?
Nanet offers you design solutions, building plans and construction, furnishing and equipping, financing, management, audit services, and many more services for a better hospitality business. Nanet, service with a smile.
The Nigerian Senate has urged the federal government to urgently recover the girls abducted by suspected Boko Haram terrorists from government girls' secondary school, Dabshi, Yobe State, to avoid a repeat of what happened to Chibok's girls. There have been conflicting reports since the incident occurred in Government Girls Technical College, Dapchi in Yobe State, coming under Order 42 and 52. A former governor of the state alleged that about 46 girls are still missing. This followed a point of order by Senator Bukar Abba Ibrahim, calling the attention of the Senate to the disheartening incident.
Out of the 926 female students who ran into the bush, 46 are still missing.
Order, a matter very
but
serious.
Of course, this is a big improvement from the earlier stage when the children, all the school children went into the bush. There was zero number in the school. But on few hours later, when there was a head count, 810 of them had come back. And as of this yesterday evening, 46 girls are still missing. I understand the governor of Yobe State has already gotten the military to deploy military and the police. They are all still working on it, but as of yesterday, 46 are still missing. There was no case of killing. Not a single body was found anywhere.
The lawmakers who condemned the attack said there's a need to avoid a repeat of situation of the Chibok school girls of 2014. One security agency to build off securities in schools as students, particularly girls, are now target.
I want to, at this point, commend Mr. President, President Muhammadu Buhari, for immediately taking action by directing the armed forces to move into Yobe to ensure that Boko Haram did not run away with any single girl from Dapchi. I want to also commend the governor of Yobe State, Governor Ibrahim Gaidam, for ensuring that parents were comforted, for sending officials of the Ministry of Education to go around the families and ensure that they took head counts of the girls from that school.
Senator Mohammed Hassan from Yobe South, who also condemned the attack, said the state government has failed in performing the basic duty of protecting lives and property.
Mr. President, this is quite disheartening to hear, with due respect to Senator Ahmed Lawan, to commend the state government for serially failing to protect our students. This is the primary responsibility of government, to protect the lives and property of its citizens. The state government of Yobe has serially failed in this regard. It has abdicated its primary responsibility in doing that.
In his remark, Deputy Senate President Ike Kirimadu tasked various security agencies in the country to intensify effort in rescue the girls allegedly adopted in a school in Yobe State.
The military and indeed the police are overstretched to their limits at this period of national insecurity. That's what makes a stronger case for another level of policing, because if you are not asking the military and the police to provide security at all the schools, primary and secondary, they cannot have the number to do so. So there must be another level of policing that will be able to complement the federal government security infrastructure in order to be able to secure all parts of Nigeria and all the schools. So having said this, if you want, you can go straight to the prayers.
From Abuja, Muyiwa Bamdele reporting. The federal government has confirmed that 110 students of the Government Science and Technical College in Dapchi, Yobe State, are so far unaccounted for after insurgents believed to be formed of a fraction of Boko Haram invaded their school last week. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, announced the figure after a meeting between the federal government delegation and representative of key stakeholders, including the state government, the college, the parent, the security agencies, and Busari local government where Dapchi is situated in Damaturu. He said, based on the briefing from the principal of the college, Ajay Adama Abdul Karim, the State Commissioner for Education, Mr. Mohammed Lamin, 906 students, out of which 110 have not been accounted for, were in the school on the day of the attack. Mohammed also announced that the federal government has directed the police civil defense authority in Yobe State to immediately deploy their personnel to all schools in the state in order to ensure the security and safety of students and staff members. The minister disclosed that the federal government has stepped up effort to rescue the girls and return them safely to their parents, saying the security agencies are working on many leads regarding whereabouts of the girls. On his part, Minister of Interior, Lieutenant General Abdulrahman Dambazao, retired, said the delegation embarked on the trip in order to get the fact right so that the approach to the solution can be correct. The federal government delegation, which comprised Mohammed and Dambazao, held an enlarged meeting that was attended by Governor Ibrahim Jedam of the Yobe State, member of the state cabinet, the principal and the vice principal of the school, representative or parent of the missing girl, and security agencies, among others. Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose has reiterated his call for resignation of President Muhammadu Buhari. Governor cited insecurity, economic problems in the country as evidence of the president's clueless and inability to steer the ship of the country. He said, for a president that was elected because he promised to fight corruption and clear the northeast of the Boko Haram insurgents within 3 months, the sign that he must take a bow and return home are clear. The governor made the call in a statement by his special assistant on public communication and new media, Larry Olayinka. He said the adoption of 100 pupils of the government's Girls Technical College, Dapchi, Yobe State, and the recent report of the Transparency International were enough for the president to resign. He said President Buhari promised Nigerians that he would bring back the missing Chibok girl and defeat Boko Haram within 3 months. After more than 32 months in office, Boko Haram is still killing Nigerians, while the herdsmen are also on a killing spree. According to him, same Boko Haram that he claimed had been defeated suddenly became strong enough to kidnap over 100 girls. Fayose described those urging Buhari to seek re-election as selfish people who do not have interests of Nigerians at heart. No fewer than 3,000 repentant bandits have surrendered their arms following the Peace and Dialogue Committee initiated by the Zamfara State Government. The Deputy Governor, Ibrahim Wakala, said. Wakala, who is the chairman of the State Dialogue, Reconciliation and Disarmament Committee, stated this in Gusau over the weekend at an interactive section with the National Economic Council Committee on Farmers' Herdsmen Clashes. The chairman of the committee, Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State, and the committee member were in the state for a fact-finding mission on the insecurity faced by the state. Wakala said the committee also succeeded in restoring peace and stability in the state. The deputy governor commended the state government, security agency, traditional rulers, and other stakeholders for their effort. In his remark, Zamfara State Governor Abdulaziz Yari urged the federal government to address the problem of shortage of security personnel in the state, which is described as a major challenge to the state government effort in tackling insecurity in the state. Yari said that the state of over 4 million people had only 2,000 policemen, 315 soldiers, 400 riot policemen, and less than 100 Air Force personnel, which is described as highly inadequate.